Oh, good afternoon. Hello. Ooh, my music's not going. Hang on, let's fix that. There we go. Oh. To be loved is to love. Hello. How are we? Happy Pride Month as well. A little bit late because I was sleeping, having a little nap. But I got my coffee, I got my cake, and we got our puzzles. And we're gonna have a good time. Mismatch. Let's dive into some Hobbit holes. So, all regions must have a different shape. And they must all be full. So, we have a couple of things we can put in straight away. And then, this can't go straight, so that has to go up. This now only has one blade to go. This now can't. Yeah, it has to be that. And then we have a square, 2 by 2. Put in the gap. And also, testing some new stuff with the back end. Okay. Interesting. So our regions must have different shape, but that's the only limit here. Sorry. So that. I know that's not exactly useful. Sorry again, just keeping an eye on the back end. Just because the Twitch streaming is still new. I'll keep that. Puzzles. With new rules. And hopefully slightly easier for you to follow along this time. Hello, Ken. Right. Mismatch. So, oops. Like that? Like that. And now with polyominoes. I'm also eating cake. So, well, that can only be a square there. It also gives you a 1 by 1. Which now means, like, you can have no other 1 by 1s in this grid. And that gives you a 3 by 3 there. This can't be a 2 by 1. This can't be a 2 by 1. I'm still waking up. Like, my brain is not. Oh. It is not running properly. Right. So this can't be a 1 by 2 because we've got a 1 by 2 here. Can't be a 1 by 3 because of that. Can be this. Has to be at least this. But we have to fit those in, and then that gives us a last shape. Yeah. But it's the start of a new area, so they will get trickier very quickly. Because we've already got all the experience with the other puzzles, so it's just introducing the new rules, and then it's off. Okay. So, I was going to say, we don't know if this goes left or right, but we actually do. It can't go left because then we've got 2 single blocks, so it has to go to the right. And likewise, this one can't go down because then we've got these 2 by 1s, so that goes up. Put in the lines, and then everything else fills out. And now, the reins are off. We have options. Let's go for the easy one first. Interesting. So Shapebank basically tells us what we need to do. We just need to figure out a way to fit them all in. That is not a possible shape anywhere, is it? No. So that has to be something, and this is something separate. Which now makes this light blue the W, I think. Like so. So now this one can't be the W. It's going to have to be this S, I think. Yeah. And then the other 2 fit in like so. Straight onto a 3. So we'll start here. Ow! Ah, just punched the table. So this one, ooh, this has option, right? So it could be the sort of P shape, it can't be the U. But it could be the big L. Though that makes this bit underneath it hard to do, so I don't think it's going to be that. That's alright, Okita. Internet troubles. Is the wind causing problems? So the other option is that. So that means this one is always taken by it. So that's somewhat useful. I feel like the S makes it hard to fill in the rest. Oh no, it doesn't. It makes it easy to fill in the rest. Ooh, Palisades. I forgot about these ones. Okay, well... That is a set shape. This is a shape there. Got a 2x2, a 2x1. I'm tempted to say that's just completely filled in. Feels like that's just sort of a gimme. This one could potentially be that. And then we've got a... No, that's not right. Because... with how this is filled in at the top at the moment, we have a 1x1, which we might be able to have. No, we can't. Right, so this blue on the right hand side can't go up because we already have a 2x1 over there. So that is a 1x1. Which now means this needs to extend into there to not make another 1x1. This needs to extend into there to not make another 1x1. This has to extend to be not a 2x2. And these can't be 1x1s, so they fill in. So now we've got to fill in this bit, like so, to get the last little bits. Okay. Oh, they've left that door open. They don't have a secret puzzle in there though, so... Oh well. More palisades. Yeah! Oh, is Okita not live actually? Or is it just because I was observing them then? I've got not a whole lot to work with, but these dead ends are interesting. Because, I mean, there's lots of ways that they could be constructed. But no matter how they are constructed, you're always going to leave one of them. Oh, okay, Okita. You are smart. Just a different kind of smart. You street smart. Kibby smart. Yeah, huh. You tell I can. So yeah, one of these has to leave a 1x1 above it, and the other one is going to have to go into it and make a 1x2. So that's immediately like two shapes that we can rule out, which now gives us something to work with these three dead ends. Because none of them can be a 1x1, so they all need to extend 1. None of them can be a 1x2, so they need to extend again. This one is ambiguous on the right. But these two are now the same. This can't go to the left, which gives us another new shape. And that follows all of the same logic. Can't be 1x1, can't be 1x2. So that has to extend into here. So that gives us a dead end there, gives us our 1x1 and our 1x2. So now we also have a little L, so we can start extending the rest of these out and finish at legs. Yeah. Oh, these get tricky down here. Let's stay on the main island for now, shall we? Well, 1. All of these need to be at least 2, but that means we've got a 2 there. That means this needs to be 3. Oh, I was like, how? I don't understand how this works. But it does work. Because, yeah, it connects over the top. So how does this go together? Well, my first thought is anywhere where there's a wall, which means we can't have them being the same shape. We can at least put some stuff in. But then, I think this top bit is maybe the bit to look at first. So if we extend this turquoise out, that gives us a 2x1 in purple. So the turquoise needs to at least go one more. And then you could have a 1x1, which makes everything else have to extend. But then you can't extend anymore with this bottom left because of the thing going on there. So if that's the case, could it be a 2x1 and a medium L? Possibly? I have to try and figure out how this is going to cascade. Particularly on the right here. So let's say this extends. Then at least needs to extend one more. Can't extend to the left, because then you either have two 1x1s or a 1x2. Has to extend up. At least. No, because it still can't extend to the left. So that doesn't work. Because then you have two like that. I hear a cat sneaking around. Okay. So could that be a 1x1? I suppose, and then you have that. Yeah, and then you have a little angle and a line. Oh, excuse me. My throat's been feeling a bit funny. Hopefully not coming down with anything. Okay, so two regions here. One is going to be straight and the other one's going to be a little kinky. These are two other regions. This orange one can't go up, because if it does, there's not enough room for both of these shapes on the left. So that has to go over. That has to go over. Oh, and that gives us, yeah. Oh, what is this? This cover. I feel like we need to take a moment to be appreciating this. Yay. Right, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There also. Oh, that didn't last long. Um. So, as it stands, we are working symmetrically. You heard it before? Or has it played before and I've just completely forgotten it? Because I would not be surprised if that's just like been filtered from my brain. Oh, this is actually, yeah, so that goes straight. That's a kink, and then we can just fill out the rest. There we go. Yeah. We have restored the window mismatch. We've got more 5 regions. 1, 2, 3. So this is not going to be able to come down to here, so that's got to be a separate region, which gives us our first shape. It's like some weird dolphin. Look at it. So we've got like a another nose here. Yeah. Nose here. And we've got a fin up top there. And a flipper down there. And maybe the tail? I'm not sure. It's a very bastardized dolphin. But I see it as a dolphin. Give him a smile. There we go. He's a happy dolphin. Maybe with like square glasses. You know. Right. Anyway, back to solving. Okay, so actually this light blue can't go up because then it's the same shape. This region on the right hand side now has to at least take those 2, just because of how it would like fill out. In fact, it's going to be those 3, just because this can only take those 2. But it's not going to take both of those 2. Actually, it's a T. It's a big old T. And then this is going to have to be a W to not repeat a shape. This gives us a little bit here. Can't go down because then it's repeating another shape there, so that's a F, I feel that pentomino's called. I'm not sure. This can't extend up into this corner, so that's a separate shape. Which actually means all of that is a new region. So that takes one of those 2, so those 2. That'll be that, and that'll be that. And our little weird dolphin is complete. go up the hill. Why not? Mismatching polyomino. Well, we've got like these multiple shapes which tell us almost exactly how these are constructed. And that one has to be like that. There's no other way to fit that T in. So that's a given. This one can either do that or that. So we don't quite know yet. We can at least say that both of them with the walls like so. Now I'm going to figure out this H. Because I think that's limited on how it can go. Yeah, it can only go in... Wait, no, that's not right. Yeah, okay, I think it can only go in two ways. One of them is that way, which doesn't work because we have two singles. The other one is like so, which leaves a 1x1 here. And that tells us that that needs to go in like so, to give us not repeating another 1x1. And then that gives us this final corner, gives us a 3x1. Oh, the cat snapping behind me. Okay, we've got more repeated shapes. And that's the only one that could only fit together like that. So that's a given there. These two can only go like that. And then these two have multiple ways they can go. Could be that. Could be that. I'm not entirely sure on that. Now this one actually only has one way it can go. Gives us a 2x1, which will be helpful. This needs to fit in here, which is going to be like so. Don't think there's another way that that can go in. So if this were to fill in like that, does that work? Not quite, because of this L. But is there another way to make that work? I'm not sure. Let's check this the other way first, though. No, because then that gives us a 2x2 up here. Ooh, that's awesome, Okita. Yeah. So now you can tap between Gmod and my stream whenever you want. Also, this music is your reminder that you need to play Undertale. Get on it, Okita. Yeah. Oh no, Borderless Okita. He just melts into a puddle on the floor. He has no boulder to hold her in. I'm sorry, that's him. Yes. I still need to get to 6 then. That'll be probably after Mina the Hollower. I must have gone wrong somewhere. And I'm not sure where. Because this can't be... This can't have a 1 anywhere. Can't have a 2 like that. There's at least one mistake. Okay. Yay! You don't have to go nap every time you're loading. Right, I reckon it's got to be this bit. Right, this can't be right. So how does it fit in? Oh, it fits in like that. And then... Does it? Is that right? No. Oh, it fits in like that, though. Yeah, okay. And then that fits in there. We have the 1x1 in the top. We have it... There we go. We're all happy for Okita. Do this one. Oh, a single polyometer. That's a bit... It feels mean, but like it's not exactly being opaque about it. It's just like, well, yeah, I mean, there's only one way, or 2 ways, I suppose, that it can be. But it is taking up a 1, which means all of these sort of have to be shapes like so. That's all on there. That's an L. And then that finishes it for us. There we go. Oh, it's spaghetti monster. Let's start with some of these appendages. That's our first appendage done. And we have 4 elves straight off the bat here. So I suppose there's got to be 4 different ways that they could be constructed. Is there anything we can do to figure that out? I don't think any of them are going to accidentally... Ooh. That is actually something we can do straight away. Which probably gives us... Yeah. So that has to be an L. Big L. Which gives us an S there. Do any of these... Yeah, so that is also invalid, so that gives us that. Which also means that is invalid, which gives us that. So now we can squeeze another shape in here. This needs to come out. This now can't go left or right because then it's conflicting with that one. So that is just 5 long. I think that gives us 2, 3, 4, 5. That can only fit in like so. Maybe this is a T there. This can't go all the way to the right because then it's conflicting with that. So is it going... Yeah, that's being that little F shape. This has to fill out there. This is a new shape up here. Which is that, and then we've got a plus there. There we go. Bet you never thought there'd be that many pentominoes, right? Quite a lot when you actually start working through them all. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that might be all of them, though, actually. Not too sure. Ooh, K. We've got some interesting spots that we're looking at here. There's quite a few ways that this sort of comes together. Sorry, just having a little processing moment. Oh. And now I'm distracted by the music. Now this is my reminder to play Tunic. Tunic? Tunic. Why did I say it like that? Tunic. That's wrong. Tunic. So there's a lot of... I suppose I can mark off certain bits as definite separate shapes. And I can sort of, you know, I know all of these top ones are going to have to be 2. So there's only 10 spots in each of them. And then there are 15 in these bottom ones, so there's going to be 3. And, actually, that means there's 12 shapes available, and if I was right with there being 12 pentominoes, that means we have all of the 12 pentominoes. which might be helpful to know. Maybe? Anyway, let's go back to seeing like spots that couldn't be reached. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This can never reach this bit. So this is our 3 regions. Like, this could, in theory, reach here, but then it blocks off this from getting it, so it has to at least go there. This turquoise area could loop over. Could also get there. And in theory there, but again that leaves an awkward spot. I'm tempted to figure it out from here instead, because then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't get to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could get to there, but not really. So that works out as our 3 different areas here. This now has to, if it did expand to fill all of that, it has to at least go 1 that way. This in the top right has to take those 4 and go up or left, which means we have the most of the purple. That's actually fairly useful. Oh, actually, and that solves, because we can't have that because then they're the same shape. So that is those 2. That is done at the top right now. Which now tells us potentially quite a bit. Or at least it will tell us a bit. We just need to figure out how it actually relates to everything else we've got. So this turquoise in the bottom right can't go straight up. Which means it has to go along the bottom all the way, and it will either go up there or there. That blue now can't go all the way along the top there, because then this turquoise either breaks or the purple breaks. So that means purple needs to go up to that spot at the very least. And the blue will have to go down. Are you okay there, Okita? Is your brain melting a bit? So These could fit in like that. The alternative is... it's like that, which breaks all sorts of things, so I think it has to be like that. Because there's a few more shapes to work with. That ends up being that, I think. Which means this needs to... can't do that, so it needs to at least go down one. Which means this pokes out one. Which now means this turquoise has to take that little spot. This needs to edge down at least one more. Oh, Crypt of the Necrodancer. This can't go over the top there, so this is a new shape. And to be able to get out, it needs to take those two. Can't take that one. So that does that. So I have done something wrong. Let's hang on. Let's check progress here. That's all fine. Okay. Is that right? No. So that is wrong. So we can get rid of that. Let's focus on this bottom left, right? So I feel like there's got to be a limit on something. Could have W. Can't do that for two reasons. Could do that. That means it needs to take that bottom right. It can't do that because then we end up with a repeated shape there. So this is long like that. This does end up being a plus because otherwise it repeats there. Okay, so that works. This can't be a U because it then duplicates that top. So I was right with this much, I think. That's correct. So now I need to figure out how this goes together. Which I don't quite know how. Everything is correct so far. How does this go together? Oh, like that? Yeah, and then there's the U. There we go. That took me a little bit of thinking. Oh, look at that sneaky one on the edge. Got a nice view though. Look at that. Okay. Regions of 5. I'll go back on itself, so that is our first 5. Hang on, let me have a quick 25. So that tells us something at least. So we need 5 shapes. This is going to be a new shape up in the top left. This yellow, let's say it does that. Then you'd have to have another shape in here. That would push that to be that. Push that to be that. Push that to be that. And that to be that. Great. I did it. Oh, that's a sneaky one. Look at that. You can barely see it. I only knew it was there because of this little light beam. I'm getting a cozy inside background. Isn't that nice? Okay, so regions of 6 mismatch. Well, we've got some that are connecting up. So like these two have to. These two have to. Don't quite know how. Oh no, wait, do we? Is that a given? Yeah, I think that's a given. Three, 4, 5, 6. That feels right. I know feeling isn't exactly super useful. That also feels right. This one feels like it will be like this. That's a 6 there. No, this doesn't fit now. So it's presumably going to be a different way for this to fit in. Like that. We need 12 at the top there, which we don't have. Or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that doesn't work. Does that work? That works. There we go. We've got a shape there. I'm gonna outline all this now. And we just got to figure out how this all comes together. Like so. Silver window. Okay. Well, the brown pillars unlocked now. There's the big end game one. But I'm tempted. Oh, we've got quite a few Yeah, that's 6 white pillar one I'm a bit concerned about. Let's go. What? Okay. So there are 2 bang in the middle, right? That are going to have to be connected to each other, because if they are connected with any other, it means you are forced to have 2 2x1s. So that is in the middle, and then all the others can, oh, maybe not those 2, can come out like so. With, at the very least, things like that. Then none of them can be a a 1x2, so they all need to extend further. These are the only ones we can do so far. That completes this bottom right, which means this can go like so. That can't connect up there now because of that little L, so this is a new shape. Wait, no, hang on. Oh no, it can do, and then you'd have that up there. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's going to have to be the case, because no matter how we construct this, you're going to have a duplicate. Because now these can't be the same region with that wall there. So it is a little T like that at the very least. Could wrap back on itself. This could go back on itself, or it could be a 1, but either way it's going to have to go up there. This can't wrap back on itself, so that's a new shape. That completes that, so that means that needs to extend. This will extend more. This one has to extend, that completes that. This has to keep going. Has to keep going again. This blue has to at least go 1 more that way, because it's either matching here or here. It could be that, though. It has to go 1 more, and then it comes around here. These can't connect up because they share a border. This can't be an L, so that's an S, and then we go that way. Yeah. More palisades. We had that that one puzzle a bit ago with the same sort of setup of 2 dead ends. So one of these will have a 1, the other will extend into it. Which means, actually, all of these 2 border palisades are gonna have to extend into those slots. That needs to be a corner. It can't stay there. That's a corner there. This is a new shape. which can't be a 1x1 or a 1x2. Can't share borders with either of these. Let's make it a different color for that. This has to extend to not be a duplicate shape. So that's that. That gives us our 1x1. So that gives us our 2x1. Oh, and that completes it. Yay! Okay. That's a brown pillar one. Let's ignore that. It looks like there aren't any underneath here, at least. We can only see these ones. So let's do these two down here. 2 and a 4. Ooh. Break all these up. Oh, this is interesting. So... this third one along, I don't think can go up. Because then that needs to go there and that goes there, and that just makes everything bird. So maybe we do that. No. About that. And then that. There we go. Oh, the 4? Ooh, hello. So let's cross all of these through first. We have a 1x1 straight away. So everything else needs to extend. This purple, right? If it goes up, hang on, how about the other way? If it doesn't go up, it goes to the left. Yeah, and then that breaks because you've got a 2x1, a 2x1, and a 2x1. You have 3 2x1s, and only one of them can get out of here. And you're always going to end up with the duplicates. So this purple has to go up. And then you're left with, well, the purple then can't go that way because again. So one of these will be extending up, and the other one will stay a 1x2. This purple needs to extend. Everything else starts extending. That can't go there. That extends more. And more, because it can't be a... Actually... Oh... I've maybe gone a... not wrong necessarily, but I think I've maybe made some assumptions I need to be careful of. So I think this is fine. We can't leave these two as a 1x2. As long as you're enjoying me watching it, though. Or me playing it. Like, I like flexing my brain muscles with stuff like this. But it does get tricky. And honestly, streaming it is quite good to be able to pace it. Because you have a little bit. And, I generally try to start off with the easy things. Because we do a section at a time and they get harder. And then you get to the hard ones and then it's like, right, okay, we've done that. We're taking a break. We'll come back in a week. It's quite nice pacing. I'm sure some people would be able to churn through them all, but I am not that person. Right. Back to my thinking anyway. So before I extended that one, but that's not necessarily true. Based on everything so far. Oh, go away. Ugh, I've got second stream in a row getting spam on Twitch. Let me just delete that message. There we go. What the heck is that username as well? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Great. Right, back to what I was thinking. So, let me refocus a second. So everything's fine as is. Now I can focus on down here. So this can't be a 1x2 because we know that's taken up on the left. So it has to come up, which gives us a finished shape here, which now has some cascading effects. This yellow at the bottom can't turn up for a duplicate, so that has to be a 3x1. Which now means that extends, that extends, that extends. This has to extend. That completes that at the top. We have a 4x1, so this has to extend now. This needs to extend, this needs to extend. This blue might be able to turn up, but it will have to go to the right at the very least. Which means this blue now needs to extend at least one to the right. Ah, my knee. Ow. Oh, this piece is a bit hyper. So, I feel like this blue. Hang on, let's get my note. So this is 5. This is also 5 current. This is 3. And this is 2. So either way, this blue, whether it takes this one or not, has to be extending somewhere else, up or down. If it goes down, it then can't go back because this would need to extend up. Which then means... I reckon it's that. Yeah, I think it has to be. There we go. I think there was maybe a little bit of something I could have figured out, but I was a bit lost. Right, shall we take a look at this 6 puzzle? Oh, I missed this one on the island here. Let's do this one. That'll have to extend all the way through. That gives us a 3x1. Got 2x1 there. I'll connect there and that connects there. Easy enough. As you'd expect, like that was one of the intro ones I just completely missed. I think this is going to be a new area, isn't it? Yeah, because there's the bridge that goes over. Oh, there's a Hobbit hole down here. I just realised this music as well. What on earth? Okay, I think... Yeah, we're just left with the 6 down here for the white pillars. So I think we'll take a look at this one and we'll leave it after that. Wow. That sure looks interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think this will be a good last puzzle. Oh, excuse me. I hope that didn't pick up on the mic. I missed if it did. Right, so we can start with that. That's a good starting position. I don't really know where to go from there, though. So... Do I have any other spots that I could? Well, I think these corners, right? The corners that are on the edges. Because wherever they have an edge is always going to be connecting with the edge. So I can always say they come out. Like so. Last puzzle is hard. Now there's a lot of potential overlap between all of this. My next thought is this middle bit here. I've got all of these end pieces. Surrounded by these corridor pieces. Right. So one of my first thoughts was, could you have something like that? Could there be a crossover? And it's then sort of I think the answer is no. Because then yeah, you need to have the corridor pieces like that. Oops. With the walls, and then you have a dead end, which means you're now stuck with these corridor pieces. So we can't have a bridge. The bridge does not happen. And the same can be said about corner, because again you end up with that. So that just leaves us with a single spot right in the middle. Let's make it a nice purple. And I think I can apply similar logic opposite. Hold on, how is this a Dark Souls song? This is way too cheery. Bum bum bum. Da, da. Da, da. It's the Dark Souls beach episode. Okay. Yeah, these dead ends. I think I can apply the same reversed logic. So if they go outwards, that then means you have these, which have to be straight. You then end up with an end there and there. And now this one, well, both of these have to take up 2 slots, which breaks that. So none of these go out. So So we can put a wall on each of them. And then that gives us like this sort of rotationally symmetrical pattern that emerges. That I don't think we can do anything with yet, but it will fall into line. It will fall into line. There's just nothing that I can see yet that would have an impact on figuring out which direction it would go. It is a little Ken, isn't it? It is a little. I think that has actually helped us with that center spot now, though. Because there are a few spots that we would end up with a yeah, with the dead ends, they would leave us with single spots in certain locations. So this bottom left corner, for example, I was gonna say, I think there's maybe multiple ways it can go, but we could have it, hang on, let's use blue as an example color. So it could do that. Doesn't even necessarily need to do that now I think about it. They could be two separate pieces. But one of them needs to come down, because otherwise we leave a 1x1. Like, there's sort of multiple ways it can be done, which is annoying. Also just noticed I got a wall there that I can put in. And that might be more useful, because now I know that this region above it needs to be a new area. It can't be a 1x1. It has to extend, and then that pens it in. That gives us a 1x2 that we can now use to apply it to other bits. Got a wall there we can put in as well, actually. Missed that. Well, I keep looking at certain spots and thinking, oh, that's limited. And then I look at it further and it sort of becomes more apparent that it's not as limited as I thought. Like, bottom right here. Actually, bottom right here might be good. So, I might be able to say that those two aren't the same region. Yes, I can say that. Because if they were, that traps this as a 2x1. Okay, so they are separate regions. But now, this needs to connect to one of those regions. But it can't connect to the yellow region, because then you have to have the walls like that, which leaves you with a 1x1. So it connects to the orange region, and the yellow region has to extend down. And now gives us a corner here. This is going to have to be separate. That gives us a corner there as well. Okay. Well, somewhat useful. I think I might be able to apply the same logic in the top right here. So the yellow can't go up and take it. Because then, yeah, that leaves a 1x1. So the yellow does not go into here. Which now means this can't go to the right. Because then that would be forced to be a 2x1. So has to extend out that way. This yellow now has to go up to not leave that. Now means we have a corner, and now these two aren't connected regions. Gives us another corner. Ooh. We have a few spots that could be connected though. Like those two could go together. These two flips could go together. If I could figure out if any one of these is a little L, that would solve so many problems for me at the moment. Because all of a sudden, because I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5, like, things that could be little L's. Like, there would be a directionality like that. Or it's this way, which has a lot more impact. This is going to have to be a different shape, I guess. I don't think that's useful though. That's a different shape. If this goes up, they have to connect. No, that's not useful. What am I missing here? It's gonna be something. Maybe I can do more with this bottom corner, right? Yeah, actually, I can. So let's say only one of them goes in, right? That means you're left with a 2x1. Yeah, there we go. That's it. So it can't be isolated, you know that. Can't be a 2x1. So it has to be the L, which now that gives us what we need to move on. So that's our little L. Now none of these little L's that we've got can stay little L's. So starting in this bottom right, that has to extend, which now means these connect here. This has to extend, which means these connect here. It's given us a little bit more. We've got a corner there, which means this is a new shape. Yeah, which actually completes this shape in the top. So it has to be something. It can't be a 1x1. It can't be a 2x1. So it could extend into that, or it could keep going down. But we have a big L now, which means this can't stay as a big L. So that gives us the what do you call it? What do you call that? Directionality, clockwiseness. I don't know. That gives us this. This can't stay an L, so that's that. This has to extend. This has a wall somewhere that we're not sure. This can't go back on itself. Can it stay an S? It could do. Can this stay a 1x3? Could do. We're almost there, guys. We're almost done. This is a new shape. That extends there. That gives us that. That comes out. That has to be dead end. This comes down like that. And then that finishes it. Yes! We did it. Oof. Just take a moment to appreciate. Right then. Well, that'll be it. Still got more bonus puzzles to do when we come back. But we are done with this area for now. Still need 10 to gild it. I don't think I'm going to do them today. Even though I feel like I probably could go for a bit longer, but I think that was a good spot to leave it. Oh, look at all of this opened up. Oh, we've got a big castle coming up. I did do it. Did you not have faith in me? Right, so we've got this campsite that was the minimum area. And then this is a new, ooh, solitude. That sounds interesting. So it looks like it's quite a big area, right? This sort of stretches all the way through here, up to here. This is going to be a separate area here, I guess, from this cliff. So there's a different window there. And then we've got this campsite, which then leads into another new area here. I need it. It is. But like, let's take a sneak peek at this one, right? Do you think that looks better or worse? We're not doing it now, but like that looks brutal. Who knows? Oh, I feel like I'm getting a grand send-off with this music. Yeah, so I think I'll come back to this campsite next time. We'll do that. And then we'll see where we go from there. We need to get a shot for the next thumbnail. How about that? That looks nice. Maybe a little bit more zoomed out. I've got this blue streak over it. Not a fan of that. But that's fine. Yeah. Right then. Leave it there. Thanks for joining, folks. And we'll be back with more Mia on Friday. And more puzzles next Tuesday, I think. Fairly sure I've not got anything that's, like, gonna interrupt those plans. I've got a couple of things that I've seen, like little demos and one-offs that I kind of want to do. I just need to figure out when I'm going to do them. Because I've definitely got some stuff that I would like to do. Yeah, 500. 500? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. No, I was going to quit to menu. Hang on. Alright. It's not how many I've done, is it? No, I've done 390. 500? Where'd you get 500 from? Yeah, I've got couple of things I want to give a try. Demo I want to try. So I'll try and squeeze them in sometime this week, maybe. 1,000. Maybe 1,000. A lot of puzzles. I feel like I want to look at this game as well. That's the music currently playing on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I have. 9 defense. I want to see what this music is from. I don't think it's that. That's for sure. Let's check on Rainwave. See what it says there. Okie dokie. Right. Yeah, well, we'll leave it. Blah, 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 blah. English is good. I can English. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you sometime. Friday, if nothing else. Great. Catch you all later. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.